So we are discussing about the penalties in between the class were disconnected. So these are the four the initial non-compliance we can say failure to fulfill the requirement. One is surrendering of your certificates if you are not using any boiler or etc. And also producing the certificate. If somebody asks, like a magistrate or inspector or police or inspector of this act or boiler inspector or a factory site inspector or any other authorities, if you have failed to showcase your certificate and also transfer of your certificate to the new owners or provisional order or report of an accident, if you have failed to compile these specific requirements, you will be penalized up to an extent of 5,000 rupees. Okay. So operating a boiler without a valid certificate or beyond approved pressure is prohibited. So one is without a certificate or license, you are not supposed to operate. And second one, so beyond the pressure, it is prohibited. So owners must report a transfer and also mark the boiler with its register number. Non-compliance may lead to 1 lakh fine plus 1,000 rupees per day for continued violation. We'll see this requirement. Penalties for illegal use of boiler. So any owner of the boiler who in any case in which a certificate or a provisional order is required for the use of the boiler under this act uses the boiler either without any such certificate or order or at a higher pressure than the allowed thereby. That is the one reason, without a certificate or operating the boiler at higher pressures than the authorized, and uses or permits to be used a boiler which has been transferred from one state to another state without such transfer having been reported. So without giving intimation to the authorities, you are transferring your boiler from one place to or one state to other state and fails to cause a register number allotted to the boiler under this act to be permanently marked on the boiler as required under subsection. So you are failed to mention your the registered certificate number or the register number of the boiler permanently on the boiler. So with these three non-complaints or non-fulfillment of requirements, your will be penalized may extend to 1 lakh. So may extend to 1 lakh means there is a maximum penalty of 1 lakh rupees or which continues the same every 1,000 rupees per day. So once they penalize, if they sees again you are committing for the same non-compliance, any one of these three, so from that day they will start penalize 1,000 rupees every day. Okay, that is the another penalty section. Then one of no one shall alter a boiler or a steam pipe without chief inspector's approval, tamper with safety valves, or a permit a boiler entry without proper disconnections. Violations may result in up to 2 years of imprisonment and a fine up to 1 lakh or sometimes both. Okay, without intimation. So if you are doing any alterations, punishment for certain offenses. Okay, here makes any structural alteration, addition or renewal in or to a boiler without first obtaining the authorization of the chief inspector when so required by section 17, or to a steam pipe without first informing to the chief inspector under 18. One is modification at the boiler or modifications at the steam pipes, or tampers with the safety valves of the boilers so as to render it inoperative at the maximum pressure at which the use of boiler is authorized under this act. Okay, it is not supposed to be done. If you are attempting for that, allow any person to go inside the boiler without effectively disconnecting the same from the steam or any hot water connection with any other boiler or from fuel mains in accordance with the regulations made under this act shall be punishable with an extent to the 2 years or with fine which may extend to 1 lakh rupees or sometimes both. 2 years they'll be put under the bars or they'll go to jail, or penalty of 1 lakh rupees, or sometimes they may put both 1 lakh rupees penalty as well as 2 years imprisonment, which is putting the person in jail. Okay. And tampering with the boiler's register number. So here we seen penalty with respect to minor penalties. Then we have the penalties with respect to the certificate or reporting or operating beyond the limit, or a transfer without informing to the authorities if you are transferring your boiler from one place to other place. And second one, alterations to the boiler or steam pipes. And third case, tampering with the boiler register numbers by removing, altering, or defacing it can lead to a penalty up to 1 lakh. Fraudulently marking a boiler with an unassigned number is punishable with up to 2 years imprisonment, a 1 lakh fine, or both, which is tampering with the numbers. Sometimes what will happen, how like the bike numbers, how they do tamper, the chore people or the theft in the bikes. Same way here, the penalty for the tampering. So whoever removes, alters, or defaces or renders invisible or otherwise tampers with the register number marked on a boiler in accordance with the provisions of this act shall be liable to a penalty which may extend to 1 lakh rupees. Whoever fraudulently marks upon a boiler a register number which has not been assigned to it under this act shall be punishable with imprisonment which may extend to 2 years, or with a fine which may extend to 1 lakhs rupees, or with both. Okay. Tampering of number. When you say tampering, making invisible, erasing the number, or altering or dephases. Okay. If you do such activities, then you will be penalized to 1 lakh rupees and also 2 years of imprisonment. Okay. So any person who contravenes rules or regulations made under this act shall be liable to penalty up to 1,000 for the first offences and up to 1 lakh rupees. Initially one, and it depends on the inspector. They may put maximum of 1 lakh rupees for any subsequent offences. Okay. The industries must aware that all the penalties, fines, and also cost imposed under the Act shall be recovered as the arrears of a land revenue, which is section 32. So recovery of penalties. All the penalties, fines, or costs levied under this act shall be recoverable as an arrears, and also the penalties, fines, and costs levied under this section shall be utilized in such a manner as may be prescribed by the state government. Okay. The industries must know that no prosecution or violations can occur beyond 24 months from the offense date and requires a prior sanction from the chief inspector. We'll see what it is. So here, limitation and previous sanctions for the prosecution. No prosecution for an offense made punishable by or under this act shall be instituted except within 24 months from the date of the commission of the offense, and no such prosecution shall be instituted without the previous sanction of the chief inspector. So after 24 months, you can't do any execute or without any pre sanctions from the date of any non compliance. A aggrieved penalty under the subsection 35, an entity must appeal within 60 days to an appellate authority not below secretary rank in the prescribed form. Delayed appeals may be accepted with justification. The appeal must be resolved within 60 days. So, in the case of any penalties, you can appeal against that order to the authorities who is above a secretary rank level, and also appeals must be resolved within date of 60 days. Any person intending to do a welding on boiler or boiler components must apply to the competent authority for the welder's certificates. Okay, any person intending to do welding on boilers or boiler components may apply for the welder's certificate. In the sense, only the authorized welders only supposed to get the authorization or certification. Okay, they only supposed to do the welding. Industries engaged in manufacturing boiler or components must ensure their premises meet the design and also construction requirements set by the regulations. So whatever the regulations they're there, they have to meet these requirements. And any manufacturer must get designs approved by the inspecting authority as per the section 83A before starting manufacturing of operations. So which is about the boiler manufacturer, they should get the approved designs for the manufacturing of the specific boilers. Any manufacturer must ensure that the materials and also components used in boiler manufacturing must conform to the specifications set by the regulations under the act, which is 7C. So the manufacturer must ensure materials and components used in a boiler manufacturing must conform to the specifications set by the regulations and the act. Again, any person or manufacturer performing welding or on boilers or boiler components holds a valid welder's certificate issued by the competent authority. So they should have a valid certificate from the authority. The manufacturer must report an inspecting authority prior to the commissioning boiler or component manufacturing to ensure the inspections are done at prescribed stages or as per the regulations. At the time of commissioning of erection of the boiler, you have to inform to the concerned authority. Again, the owner intending to register a boiler must engage an inspecting authority to inspect the boiler during the erection as per the prescribed procedure before proceeding with registration under the section 12. So during the registration itself, you have to assign a inspection authority, inform to the inspection authority, so that they will come and visit the facility before the registration. Okay. With this, we done with the Boilers Act. We'll see the list of forms. Okay. If it is mentioned here, any specific forms. Okay. No forms mentioned here. Just a second. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can type in chat box. Um, mm, application. Okay. Yeah. I'll show you one sample form just for your information, which is a boiler operator. So if you see here, this is the one certificate application, inquiry or justification or appeal under rule number 2024. And there is one more which is about the furnishing the document or evidence by behalf of the convictor. And there is one more application for the boiler operator or operational engineer, which is form A. So here you'll have all the certification details, list of testimonials of the certificate or declaration made by the applicant. This is for the application for uh, boiler engineer or operator license or certificate to become a certified boiler operator. Okay. So here mostly the question will be explain about the Boiler Act. So you can write all those requirements which we have seen. Okay, I'll just take a quick recap. So what are the things? So we can uh, talk about the penalties or requirements, and also the license requirements and repairs, transfer, alteration of boiler, and also steam pipes, and also producing of the documents. Okay, then also we can talk about the operation relators, I mean trained operators. Okay, then physical marking of registration numbers on the boiler. Okay, then here if you see again the ownership of the boiler, in the case of changes we have to give the all the documents to the new owner. Okay, so even we have to support the boiler in the case of any inspector comes in for the verification, and also if we are doing any alterations, so we have to submit an application in written, and also for doing such alterations we have to get the authorization from the boiler inspector. Okay. Okay, otherwise we know the penalties as well. You can write about the penalty part as well. Okay. Okay, any questions on this?
One question, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, related to nature of boiler operations का भी रहता है ना sir? Like I have worked in naphtha cracker plant, which have
Mm-hmm.
crackers, six number of crackers, है ना?
Mm-hmm.
So we will generate steam through firing. Like boilers will be above cracker, and high pressure
Mm-hmm.
steam of 120 kg per cm square will be generated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So even operation of such type of things also require boiler certification.
For the operators.
For operating such type of equipment like crackers, or even if we take a reactor, in reactor where exothermic reactions will be done, they will remove the heat through boiler type of things. Like
No,
there
no,
will
no.
be
There you use utilities, right? So there you will remove through the utility. Either you apply chilled brain or etc. other cooling
Hmm.
media to remove the
Okay,
temperature. Okay.
but the
When you say
steam is
boiler, where yeah, it's
steam is
been
being
used
generated,
for
sir.
the
Even
steam generation purpose.
yes, sir. I'm talking about such type of things only. In
Mm-hmm.
acrylonitrile plant, na, there is a reactor where
Mm-hmm.
feed is ammonia as well as propylene.
Mm-hmm.
In that, exothermic reactions will be going on in the fluidized catalytic cracker. There,
Mm-hmm.
we'll remove the heat of that exothermic reaction through generation of steam inside the reactor.
Okay. I don't think it will come under boiler, Srinivas.
Okay,
No, it will not meet.
okay, sir, okay, right.
It will not
And
come under
even
boilers.
even in the naphtha cracker unit also, it produces around 120 kg per cm square pressure.
Yeah, but the
So
application
that
is different, right?
also, yes, application is
Basically,
different, sir, right?
yeah, it will not
Hmm.
fall under. No, it will not fall.
Okay. Specifically boiler operations के लिए boiler certificate चाहिए है ना sir?
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Then.
Okay, fine. So then we'll see workers' compensation rules. Okay, so it is also a few times the question has been asked about this workman's compensation. Okay, I'll just open the PDF document also. Okay, workman compensation 1924. So here we'll go to the requirements. So these are the legal requirements we have to fulfill under the workman compensation rules. I'll share my complete screen so that it will be easy for me to uh, shift from one place to other. First requirement is the employer has right to present a memorandum when information of an accident is received. So that is rule number 12. We'll see what exactly. Rule number 12. Right of employer to present the memorandum when information received. An employer who has received the information on of an accident may at any time, notwithstanding the fact that no claim for compensation has been instituted in respect of such accident, present to the commissioner a memorandum supporting by the affidavit made by himself or any person subordinate to him having knowledge of the facts stated in the memorandum, embedding the results of an investigation or inquiry which has been made into the circumstances of cause of an accident. The memorandum presented under Subrule 1 shall subjected to the payment of such fees as may be prescribed be recorded by the commissioner. So here the commissioner level of people will be there for settling of any compensations. So he can submit a memorandum saying that state of document what exactly happens or the causes or reasons for the accident, and also with the investigating details he will submit to the commissioner, okay, with the along with the fee which is required. Okay, that is the right of an employer. Then an employer depositing or compensation with the commissioner under subsection 1 of section 8 in respect of workmen whose injury has resulted in death shall furnish therewith a statement in the form A and shall be given a receipt in a form B. We'll see 6-1 and S8 or 6-1 deposit under section 8-1. An employer depositing a compensation with a commissioner under subsection 1 of section 8 in respect of workman whose injury has resulted in death, I mean who passed away result of that accident, furnished there with a statement of form A and shall be given a receipt of form B. In other cases of deposits with the commissioner under subsection 1 right section A, the employer shall furnish a statement in form AA and shall be given a receipt in form B. We'll see what exactly this form A and form B. One second. This their list of forms. Registration, transfer. This is report of accidents, medical examination, deposit of composition, sorry, compensation under section 81, part 1. Okay, seems the forms it's not referred here. We'll see. Okay. Then employer shall maintain a notice book and a prescribed form at their premises at which the employees are employed, which shall be readily accessible at all reasonable times to any injured employee and to any person acting a bona fide on his behalf, which is section 10-3. So where what is happening? So here you should have a notebook. It is nothing but a register of employees when they are employed, which is readily accessible to the any person who is required to see that records. Okay, which is 10 investment of money. 1 second. I think I need to open one more document here. We are seeing only rules. We have to download Workmen Compensation Act also. That is where I think we are confusing. Workman Compensation Act. Okay. Yeah, this is the one. Mm, mm, 10.3. Yeah, here it is 10.3. So I'll share again. Now I understood where we have confusion. So basically, in our master, you will see two different nomenclatures. One is we are talking about R12 and R6.1. Sometimes we are talking about S10.3. When you say S, which is section, where we'll see the sections, we'll see the sections in acts only, not in the rules. When you say R, it is a rule. When it is S, it is a section. It is talking about the maintaining of the notice books, which is section 10 and subsection or clause reference 3. If I go to the, it is the Workman Compensation Act, section 10, notice and claim. Under that, we have clause number 3. Okay. Am I showing the right document? Okay. So here the state government may require that any prescribed class of employers shall maintain at their premises at which employees are employed a notice book in prescribed form, which shall be readily accessible at all reasonable times to any injured or employees premises to any person acting bona fide by himself or behalf. So they have to provide document, or they have to maintain the register at their premises. So to showcase in the case of any employees injured. Okay, I'm stopping.